your employer, if possible, communicate your goals. Lots of times, like, I would be told, hey, go work on headlines for this company. And I go sit down and start writing, and I could do 10 in an hour, or I could do like 200, I suppose, if I really wanted to. And I had to question myself, like, what do I think I'm capable of doing? And then I would communicate those goals with my employer to give me some sense of accountability. Again, it wasn't necessary, and other interns didn't do it, but it made a big difference for me. And I only learned how to do that later on in the internship. When I talked to my employer and asked him why I could do better, he said, well, maybe you could set goals for yourself. And I was like, I would have thought you would have done that for me. But also, I seek feedback often. That's another part of owning the experience, because it's a different environment than class, where like you get feedback when the assignment's done, or you can ask a question. Whereas lots of times in a work environment, there's no telling like if you're supposed to come frequently and ask, hey, is this what you want? If you're supposed to like respect their time and kind of stay back in your corner and do your thing. And I had to learn how to negotiate that. And my employer said near the end of the experience, I wish I learned earlier, that it's great to ask for feedback, and that if he sets me on a project and I start working on it, I can totally approach him and be like, hey, is this the kind of thing is this the direction you're looking for with the headlines for this company? How can I change the voice of what I'm writing? And so he said, do that often. You can do it in the middle, you can do it at the end. I didn't know that. I just thought I had to wait till I was approached, and then hopefully my work was quality enough, which can be a bummer if you spend like hours writing and they come and they're like, oh no, that's not the direction. And you're like, oh, so, but the fact of the matter is unlike a professor whose primary job is to like help you perform, they've got all sorts of other tasks they're trying to perform, and you're there to help. And so it's really ideal if you can just approach them if you're unsure of something, or if you want to improve it, rather than make them think, now I need to check on so-and-so to make sure. They don't want to have to do that. They just want to be like, help me with this, go work on this, and they've got other things to do. And so the last one kind of wraps it all up, which is own up to ambiguity. I hope I spelled that right. Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, that's really important, because there's just like, you just don't know lots of times on any of these issues. Should I go ask him? Or sometimes, especially like in a marketing agency, these guys are real right-brained, so they're not super organized. And it really helps to set a goal with him. Like sometimes I'd come in and the other interns were just messing around for a good while before they even approached to do something. And I was like, what do I do? And I was like, do I go bug my boss? And what I learned is you have to be observant. That's one way to live up to ambiguity. I probably should have put that. You need to observe that, hey, I know we were working on this project last week and it's not done yet. So rather than approach your boss and say, what do you want me to do? You can approach him and say, hey, like, I know that we still need to work on this thing. I just got in today. Would it be a good idea if I worked on this? And he says, oh yeah, sure, that'd be good. And you say, okay, how about I'm going to try and work on, like, I'm going to do 50 headlines the next hour, and I'm going to come back and maybe show some of them to you and see if it's the kind of direction you're looking for. Okay, they love that. That's actually not overstepping your bounds. You're not saying, I think this is how we need to run the company, or I don't like the work that we've done and I want to change it. You're just suggesting that, in your opinion, maybe we could work on this area, and then you're setting a goal of when you'd like to get back with the professor, your boss, and talk about that. If you do those things, you may not receive the same pat on the back like a grade, but your employers will be totally impressed with you, because they see you as someone who you have a brain of your own. You came in and actually really contributed. You weren't just someone who did what they were told. And also, that's going to pay off again in your portfolio and the kind of letters of recommendation they can write for you. It worked out for me. Thanks to my internship, I currently now work for a software company in Lehigh, doing the same kind of work. And that's really